Alright, so in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to use the Oraimo Watch 3 Pro with your Android device. I don't know how to do this on iOS because I don't use an Apple device. So I'm going to reset the watch so that it's going to be like everybody else's. So I'm going to tap factory reset and do the full reset. I have also uninstalled the app that is connected to the watch from my device, so that's going to be the same for everybody. Alright, so after charging your Oraimo watch, the next thing you want to do is to turn it on, and you can turn it on by pressing this for like 3 seconds or so. Okay, I think it's 4 seconds, so let's give it some time. Okay, it is now on, so all you have to do is just swipe to the right, to the left, and then you select your language. So for me, I understand English, and it's going to ask you to scan this code using your phone. If you don't know how to scan codes using your Android phone, well, I'll leave a link in the description to my other channel where I show how to do it. So I'm going to scan this code now. Alright, so after scanning the code, this is the link that it has detected from the code from the watch. So I'll click open, or I'll tap open. So you can see there are two options. I can either get it from the Google Play Store, or I can download the APK file from the website. I'll click Google Play. So this is the Oraimo Health app, and I'll just tap install, and I'll wait for it to get done downloading. Okay, so the installation has been completed, and all I have to do now is tap open from the app, and then this is going to show up. So all you need to do is tap agree down here. You can either log in or you create an account. To create an account, you tap start now. Alright, so it's very easy to create an account. All you have to do is to tap start now, and you select your country. So if you are from Nigeria, you just look for Nigeria. So this is Nigeria down here, and then you tap here and here to agree to their terms. Then you tap next. So you're going to input your email, and they're going to send you a code. So you have to open your email to check for the code, and then you copy the code, paste it here. Finally, you tap here to create your password. So I've already created an account, so I'm just going to tap login, which is down here. Alright, so after entering my email and the password, I'll tap here and then tap login. Okay, so it has successfully logged me in, and it has some of my details because I've been using the watch for some time now. So the details have been saved to their servers. But for you, if you're using it for the first time, it's going to be empty. Alright, so what you want to do next is to come down here to where this watch icon is. You tap it, and now it is asking to add a new device. Alright, so it is visible now. So all you need to do is to tap here, and then it's going to ask you to allow it to find devices nearby. So you tap allow, tap add device again, and it's going to give you two options: add via QR code or via Bluetooth. I'll suggest you tap this one, the first one. So it's going to ask you to turn on your location. Now you only have to do this once, the first time you are connecting it to your device, because I normally don't use the location on my phone all the time. So I'll tap the first option that says while using the app. So I'll tap this one again, and then it says GPS location required. So I'll tap go to setup, and then I'll enable my location on my phone. Then I'll go back, then tap here again. You only need to do this once. After the first time, you won't have to do it again. So now I'll tap while using the app to enable my camera, and I'll be able to scan the code now. So it is connecting to the watch. So as you can see, it says binding successful, and also it says the same thing here, but it is asking if I want notifications turned on. For now, I'll say allow, and then I'll just tap here. The phone is going to ask you to set up the app. Before I go into that, I want you to know that you have to keep the app always working if you want to be able to receive notifications on your phone, like phone call notifications and text message notifications and all that stuff. So without the app running in the background of your phone, then the watch is not going to be able to get notifications. So make sure you try to lock it to your device. For my phone, I have to just tap the recent apps icon, and then I just swipe down. It has unlocked the app now, but if I swipe down again, you'll see that there is a padlock icon. It means that the app has been locked to my phone's memory, so it's not going to terminate at any time. Alright, so the next thing I want to do is to tap go to setup, and then you look for the app Oraimo Health and make sure you allow notification access. So my phone is going to ask me to be sure that I know what I'm doing, and I'll wait for the timer to run down. Okay, so after that I'll tap OK, and then I'll head back to the app. Okay, so it is asking to gain access to your call logs, which I'll allow, and contacts, I'll allow that too. It is also asking to make or manage phone calls, which I'll allow as well. Everything I'll allow. Okay, so now we are done with the connection, but if you want to be able to use the watch to make phone calls, well, just tap the power button, you swipe down. As you can see, this icon is enabled, that is why it is green, so that means you can use the watch to make phone calls. Okay, so before I go into all the functions you can do with the watch, let's talk about the functions of the app. Okay, so after you have successfully connected the watch to the app, you want to tap on this button down here for the watch, and it's going to show the watch. As you can see, it is showing the battery percentage. I think it is less than 90% right now, but I don't know why it is showing 90% here. See, over here it is 89%. I don't know why it is 90% here. Anyways, so you tap here, and from here you can see all the options that you can get from the watch. So the first one is the type of display you can find on the watch. Now there are so many options you can choose from, but for me I like one from the sports category. Network has been slow these days, so that's why the images are not loading, but if you open it you're going to see all the designs. But for me I like the sports data, this option here. I'll just tap more, and then from here I'll see the one that I like. Right now this is what it looks like on the watch, so this is the one I like. I'll tap it, and then I'll tap set main dial. So now it's going to download it. So now it is sending the design to the watch itself, and it's going to apply it. Alright, so it has been successfully installed, and now this is what it looks like. I like this one compared to the rest. So I guess I can just keep the phone this way and show you all the rest. So that's how you set the dial. You can also create a dial if you want by tapping create dial. But I'm not going to go into this one because I haven't done it myself yet. But if you are good with designs, then you can go ahead and try it. Alright, so the next one is to sync with phone notifications. So if you want to be able to get notifications from your phone to the watch, then this is the option you have to use. So I'll tap here, and as you can see, all the options have been selected. So if you want to know when people are calling you on your phone, if you want the watch to ring as well, because the watch actually rings, you can't change the ringtone as far as I know. So if you want that, then you can tap here. I actually like this option because when I'm outside I don't hear when my phone rings. So by wearing the watch, I have not been missing phone calls like that. Alright, so the next one is for text message notifications. So if you receive messages from any of these apps, like your SMS app, your Facebook app, your Gmail, Instagram, and the rest, well, these are all the options here. Like for me, I get a lot of messages from WhatsApp, so I don't miss them on the watch. So this is the option for WhatsApp. If you're getting too many messages and you want to stop any of them, then you can just deactivate them. And if the app that you want is not here, you just need to tap others, and from here you're going to see all the apps you have. So if there are apps that you're receiving notifications on your phone but they are not reflecting on the watch, then you can select the app from here. The next one is Bluetooth call. So if you tap here and you tap synchronize contacts, it's going to show you all the contacts from your phone. So it's loading up now. I have to blur out the contacts, but these are all the contacts on my phone. And for this watch, the Watch 3 Pro, you can select 100 people that are going to be saved. As you can see, messages are coming in. Anyways, you can select 100 people that are going to be saved on the watch. But for the Watch 2 Pro, you can only select 10 people. Let me get the Watch 2 Pro. As I was saying, for the Watch 2 Pro, well, one of the main differences is the power button. You can see the Watch 2 Pro has just this flat power button, but this one has this one that you can rotate. Well, unfortunately, the rotation doesn't do anything, so you can only press it. So for the Watch 2 Pro, you can only save up to 10 people in your contacts. So to select the people you would want to store on your phone contact list, you just need to tap edit, and then you can see all of them have been selected. I wish there was a way to just unselect all of them at once, but you just have to do it one by one. So I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to make sure that the people that I really want will be selected as well. Okay, all the people that I want have been selected. So you do the same and then you tap save. Okay, so there's another option called synchronize emergency contacts. So if you tap here and you tap in and you enable this, then you can choose one contact that you can easily call whenever you want. Okay, so I selected my public number and then I'll tap save. So if I press the power button 3 times, you can see it is doing a countdown so that it will call my public or my emergency number, not my public number. Anyways, it's the public number that I'm trying to call. So as you can see, it has started calling.
Dial is switched off. Please try again later.
So if there's someone you want to be able to call easily without having to dial their number or look for them in your contact list on the watch, then that's a very good way to do it. Okay, so the next option is to enable Bluetooth calls, which means you can be able to use the watch to make phone calls. I missed a step in the connection aspect, the first part where I connected the watch with my phone, because I forgot to unpair the watch with my phone's Bluetooth. So you can do that now by just tapping enable Bluetooth call and then you tap go to setup. So you can scan for available devices. So as you can see, this is the watch here. Tap it and it's going to pair. To ask you if you really want to pair, so you tap pair. After doing that, then you head over to the watch, you access phone and then make sure this one is turned on. You can see it is off now. You can see it is off now. If I tap here, it has been turned on. So that means from now you can be able to use the watch to make phone calls. So you can tap here and then you can dial any number you want to make phone calls to, and that's all. After that, you tap this button down here and it will call the number. Okay, so this is my public number, and if I just tap here, it's currently switched off, but so as you can hear, it was able to dial the number using the watch. And also, if people call you, you'll be able to see the call displaying here and you can answer if you want. Alright, so I'm going to go back and now we have quick reply settings. This is a way for you to be able to quickly reply to people if you are not able to respond to their text messages or answer phone calls. You're going to get these options whenever someone calls you, so that you can let them know that you call them later, or so maybe you are busy and you can't get in touch with them. So if you want to customize the messages, you just need to tap edit, and then you will have to delete one before creating a new one. So I'll tap this one, delete, and then I'll tap plus, and I'll say what I want. Sorry, I'm driving. So after typing what you want, you tap save. As you can see, it has become the number 5 option. So whenever someone calls me and if I'm driving, I'll just swipe and search for number 5. I'll select it and then a text message will be sent to them automatically. Okay, so if I go back now, okay, so there's the sport health settings. I don't usually do any sports related stuff on the watch, so I'll skip this one. The next one is the alarm setting. So you can create alarms with the watch. You just tap here, you set the time, whatever the time you want. You just need to swipe to select the time. So if it's 10:30 you want, you can just swipe till you get to 30, and then if it's AM or PM you want, you select that, and then you choose the days when you want the alarm to work. So if you want the alarms on Tuesdays and Fridays, you just select Tuesdays and Fridays, and you can choose the design for the alarm. Maybe you want it red, and you can add remarks. So after that, you tap save, and when it's start time, it's going to ring on the watch. You should also know that you can't change the ringing tone or the alarm tone on the watch. It's a permanent tone. So if you want to delete an alarm, you tap here, you select it, then you tap delete. Next you tap back and you tap save. Okay, so for the weather settings, you need to make sure your phone's location is turned on. This one, don't recommend using the weather option because the location is never accurate. Even on the Watch 2 Pro, it's been the same for me, and the Watch 3 Pro, the location is not accurate as well. So I normally don't use this. I don't know why it is not getting my exact location, so I'll just turn this one off. And from here I can turn this one off as well, so that it's going to save my battery. I've noticed that if you leave location turned on, then the phone's battery is going to drain faster. Okay, so the next one is search for device. You can actually use the phone to search for the watch. The only thing is that it doesn't ring, so to me it's not very useful. It's just going to vibrate. See, it's vibrating and it's just showing this light. If there was like sound coming out, then I would know how to find the watch. So I don't know. This option to me it's almost useless. You can also use the watch to find the phone, but when we are done with the phone, then I'll head back to the watch. Okay, so there's world clock as well. You can choose other countries if you want to know their time. So there are so many countries to choose from. Let's go with any random one here, Sydney. So this is the time in Sydney, and then you save. Okay, so for music control, you can use the watch to control your music. It's not like the watch is going to play the music. From the watch, you'll be able to choose your next song or replay a song or pause. So that's how you use it. I know Oraimo has a watch that can play music, but I don't have that one. Maybe I'll order for that one in the future. So I keep this option enabled because I like seeing the songs I'm listening to on the watch. Alright, so the next option is remote camera. I will not go into it because I don't normally use it, but the way it works is you just tap this, and as the watch is on your hand or your wrist, you just shake the watch and the phone is going to take pictures. That's how it works. The next one is device language, which we have already done. We just used it to set the language for the watch. Next one is widgets. Widget is also nice. It's going to give you the options on the watch so that you can quickly access them. You can see over here we have phone, sports, and settings. That's how it is here. So I'm going to remove sports and settings because it's easy to access those ones. So I'll put heart rate, and I think I like breathing exercise as well. Okay, so this is breathing exercise. And now if I tap save, you see now that it has been also saved here. It's the same here. Alright, next we have Bluetooth disconnect reminder. So I like this option on because whenever maybe I go too far from the phone, the watch is going to vibrate to let me know that the Bluetooth has disconnected. So I'll tap save. I like that option. Then we have the user guide and the help. I won't go into these ones because these are for people that want to read more about the watch. If you tap about this device, you're going to see the current software that's on the watch. Okay, next we have the restart device. It's going to make the watch restart, and then we have the unpair and delete. So it's going to disconnect the watch from this phone, and after doing that, the watch is also going to reset so that it's going to ask you to bind it to a new phone. Okay, so I believe those are all the options that you have on the app. If you tap here, you're going to be able to see some more options. Most of the things you have already done while registering, so no need for that. And if you tap here, you see all your stats. Finally, we have this option. I've never used it, but I'll assume that it's for people that are into sports. Okay, so that's all for the phone. I'm going to keep it aside now. And now we have the watch. So here are the options on the watch. If you swipe down, you're going to see some options here. This one is to make the watch light up whenever you lift it up. I normally don't like using it, so I'm going to deactivate it. I've tested it and it works well compared to this one. This one lights up randomly, but this watch doesn't normally do that. It has happened when the watch just lit up on its own, but it is not frequent. But well, if you want to save battery, then this one should be turned off. Okay, so I've already explained what this one does. It's just a way for you to be able to make phone calls using the watch. This is the flashlight. If you tap it, it's just going to make the screen bright. It's not super bright, but it is good enough at night if you are trying to locate stuff. I had to disable the notifications because they kept coming. Alright, so this option is to increase the brightness, and the watch gets super bright, so I normally bring it down a bit. Okay, this is to enable do not disturb. Now with do not disturb, you won't get notifications when people call you or when you have text messages. So if you want to turn it on, you just tap here, and it is default set to 10 p.m. to 8 a.m. in the morning, but you can change it in a way that it is on all through the day. Alright, I've already talked about this one. This is the power saving mode. I've never used it because I haven't found a need to. Okay, so this option is to stop the watch from ringing, but the watch is going to vibrate whenever you get phone calls. I normally leave this one on On the Watch 2 Pro, if I turn it, it actually resets the Watch 2 Pro. But on the Watch 2 Pro, if you activate this, then you will not be able to use the watch to make phone calls. I believe it's a software update, so I hope they fix it. Okay, so this option is to increase or decrease the ringtone on the watch, so the alarm tone or how loud the watch will get when people call you. So if I increase it, you see now that this one has been deactivated. But if I tap this, you see now that this one has been completely reduced. So the volume, so the watch will not ring when people call, but it's going to vibrate. Finally, we have settings. Okay, so if I go into settings, you see all the options that we have. For the screen option, you can choose the type of screen you want. I normally like the first one, this one, and the last one. So if you have found the one you want, to just tap it and it's going to be selected. Okay, the next one is menu view. I would recommend you select list. If you select speed dial, then this is what it's going to look like. You see they don't have any labels. But if you select list, see now the menu has labels. We have power saving mode, but you guys have already seen that one. Display and brightness. So if you want to make the screen brighter, then I'm sure I've showed that one already. And then we have screen on. So this is how you set how long the screen should be on. I normally like it on for 7 seconds. So after 7 seconds, the screen is going to die. Sound and vibration. So I'll tap here and make sure that I select high so that I feel it when it vibrates. And then mute is to make sure that the watch doesn't ring during alarms or during phone calls, but it's going to vibrate. If I go back, we have the do not disturb mode. So if you turn it on, you'll see now there are two options. You can set the time you want it to be activated by double tapping this, by tapping here, and then you can choose what time the do not disturb should start and what time it should end. Or if you want the do not disturb to be on all day, then you tap here. Okay, so I'm going to deactivate it because I realized that I accidentally activated it. Okay, so touch to close. This is a good feature that I like. It doesn't work well on the Watch 2 Pro, but it works very well here. And here is how it works. As the watch is on my wrist, if I just press it, see that it turns off. It doesn't normally work if the watch is off your wrist. So, okay, it works. So you see, it is so much better than the Watch 2 Pro. I wish I had the Watch 2 Pro turned on. You will see that this doesn't always work. So it's good to activate that. Rise to wake, I don't activate this, but like I said, if you just lift up the watch as it's on your wrist, and the watch is going to light up. Okay, so we have password for off wrist state. I like this one. Okay, so in my unboxing of the Watch 2 Pro, I mentioned that I wish there was an option that would be like a security option. If the watch has been disconnected from your wrist, then it can just lock itself. So the Watch 3 Pro has the feature. You just need to tap here and then you create your password. After creating your password, then if you connect the watch to your wrist and then you disconnect it, it's going to ask you for the pin. So if you put the wrong pin, it's not going to work. See, it says incorrect password, so nobody can see your notifications. If notifications come in, it's just going to say a new notification. It's not going to show what the notification says. So if you put the right password, it's going to unlock and you can access the menus in the watch. Okay, so those are all the settings. Now let's move to the options in the watch. So if I press here, it's going to show all the options. So we have already seen the phone options. If I tap contact, like I said, I have to blur some things, but these are all the 100 contacts that I selected from my phone. If I swipe here, I'll go back. And then from here, you can dial numbers. You can even check your airtime balance from here. Okay, so if I go back, we have sports mode. I'm not going to go into that. Heart rate mode. This is going to be used to check your heartbeat. It won't work now because the watch is not connected to my wrist. There are so many other options which you get to know how to use as you use the watch. Okay, so for the music player, as you can see, I'm listening to a song by Rick Ross and Young Jeezy. So if I tap here and I swipe this way, it will show the name of the song and the artist. So from here I can play the song. I can tap here to go to the next song. I can tap here to go to the previous song. So that's how it works. If you are using your Bluetooth earphones, then it's going to be a lot better, because sometimes when you use your Bluetooth earphones, you won't even know if you have moved to the next song or not. Okay, so for world clock, you remember we selected Sydney and Amsterdam was already selected, so these are them here. And then for the weather, well, I'm not using the weather because it is not accurate. It is not showing me my exact location. So for the find phone, it's going to make my phone vibrate as well. The phone is vibrating, but the light is not displaying. Let's see if I can bring it close. So like I said, you need to have this app running on the background all the time so that you can get notifications on the watch. If you disconnect the app from the phone, or if you just terminate it, then you're not going to be able to get notifications on the watch. And whenever you want to exit the app, do not tap here, because if you tap here, it's going to close the app. Make sure you use the home button. So with the home button, the app is still going to be running in the background. So this is just the basic way of using the watch. As you use it from time to time, you're going to understand how it works even more, but this is the full guide. If you follow this, and from time, you're going to understand the watch as well. But yeah, that's all you have to know on how to use the Oraimo Watch 3 Pro. I was supposed to do this tutorial on the Oraimo Watch 2 Pro, but after using this one, I've realized that this is the one I'll be recommending to people. So this one, I won't be using this one anymore. I'm going to give it out to someone very close to me. Okay, so thank you for watching. If you found the video helpful, I mean, if you have gotten to this stage, then definitely it must have been helpful to you. So please like the video and subscribe if you are not a subscriber yet. Thank you guys for 30 subscribers. The channel is slowly growing and I am all here for that. Okay, I'll be seeing you in the next video.